Hello, beautiful people of the Laurelverse. Good evening and welcome to another episode in the Gist with Laurel. Hope you have a wonderful week because I actually had a super busy week and a wonderful weekend too. Anyways, we're going to be discussing something really interesting tonight: love, relationship, and trust. And we have a wonderful guest who's going to school us through the process. I remain your host, Chris Laurel. So we're just going to go ahead and invite our guest and we're going to start. Hi, Steve. So we're waiting for our guest. I hope you have your jotters and your pens because you are really going to learn something interesting tonight. So hope you're ready. Okay, it's going to take a few minutes and our guest will join us soon. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Laura. Good evening. How you doing?
Fine, thank you, Mr. Joel. Welcome to the Gist with Laurel.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm glad to be here too as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope you're ready. So we're discussing relationship, trust, and love tonight. So I hope you're ready to take us through the entire process.
Okay. Basically, my name is Joel Aikoroje, and yeah, the topic for tonight, according to our host, is love, relationship, and trust.
Yeah.
So basically, these three things are things which actually revolves around our day-to-day activities, our day-to-day lives.
True.
You know, each and every individual always wants to be loved. Each and every individual wants to experience love. Each and every individual wants to just feel what love is. So basically, I would just read a little thing about what I tagged each and every topic we're talking about today. First of all, the relationship aspect. I said relationship is a close connection due to this context that we have right now, right? Yeah, relationship is a close connection between two people, especially one involving romantic or sexual feelings.
Okay.
So that's basically a relationship, the connection of two people. One person cannot actually have, he or she can have a relationship by themselves, but you have to like have another person before you can say that's like, okay, a relationship.
Yeah, sure.
You get it? So yeah, it's an involvement of two or more persons. But in this context, it's more like an involvement of just two persons.
Okay.
You know, emotionally attached to each other. So in the aspect of love, people say love is sacrifice, love is patience, love is, you know, all what people could define love as. But the dictionary meaning of love says it's an intense feeling of deep affection. Intense feeling of deep affection. Affection is almost the same thing as love. Affection is basically also a gentle feeling of likeness. So for love and relationship, there are things that actually still goes together. So relationship is the connection of two people emotionally attached to each other. Mm-hmm. And in the means of that attachment, love gets to flow in between. And that's relationship and love. And the aspect of trust is more like a confidence. Trust is a confidence in the honesty or integrity of a person. The amount of integrity you lay on a particular individual, you can actually say that, you can tag that to be trust. Like basically, for example, before you can say, okay, I trust this person, you have actually put a particular level of, let's say you entrust this person with something.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you believe that this person is going to have that thing like till you get to request for it again. That's just a layman definition of like trust, basically. So it's more like it's confidence in the honesty or integrity of the person or thing. So basically, that's basically all we have about trust, love, and relationship. So I will flow with your questions as time goes on.
Thank you for that wonderful explanation. Okay. So I want to know, love and trust, which is more important in a relationship?
Okay. Basically, they are both important.
Okay.
So they are very important in every relationship. But you cannot have a relationship. Relationship always starts from the point of attraction.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so after attraction, that's when you can now decide, oh, I can love this person. And after loving this person, you discover that, okay, you have shared a lot of things in common, and that's where you see trust comes in.
Yeah.
So both of them are really very important in a relationship. I don't know if I answer your question right.
Okay, so basically, no one is more important than the other.
No one is more important than the other. They work together because once love exists, it brings you to the point of, okay, being vulnerable around this person. So that's you getting to trust the person with your emotions and every other thing around you.
Okay. So if there's no trust in a relationship, for instance, can that relationship actually continue? Do you think actually it can continue if maybe they've lost trust or the trust is gone?
Okay.
You can
That's
only
a good
love
question.
sustain the relationship.
That's a good question. I will actually liken this question to a car and its engine.
Okay.
You get?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, right, for a car to have a smooth flow of movement, there has to be a presence of the engine oil.
Okay.
You understand?
Sure.
So if the engine oil is basically not present in the car, like in the engine, basically, you will discover that there will be friction. There won't be a proper movement, basically, right? You will discover that the car can go it can't go as far as it's meant to go.
Go.
So
Yeah.
basically, if there's an absence of the engine oil in the car would tend to just struggle to get to a particular point. And at the end of the day, the car won't get to the destination you wanted to get to. So narrowing it down to our context, trust, right? The question is if relationship can continue if there's no trust. So
Yeah.
trust is more like the engine oil to the engine that
Okay.
causes friction, flow, free movements to the car itself. So if trust is not in a relationship, there's little to where that relationship could get to. At the end of the day, it's going to stop.
So
If it continues without trust, I would tag it as a toxic relationship. And for what we're trying to have in this particular show, we're trying to solve a particular aspect of life.
Yes.
Yeah. So we will advise people to get to have a relationship that exists with love and trust.
Okay. So I just want to know too. So basically, can two good people, like two people who maybe who are really nice, who are honest with each other and all that, can they have a bad relationship? Is it possible for two good people to have a bad relationship?
Okay. When you say two good people, right? Before you can tag someone that this person is good, as an individual, you cannot tell yourself that you are okay. You can say you're good, but in the eyes of people, you get to show them what you want them to see.
Yeah.
So if you're being, there are a lot of persons that went into a relationship as a result of the talks of people. Oh, this girl is so good for you. This girl is a nice person. This girl is a wonderful person. Oh, you are so nice for this girl. You guys should be together. Okay. With those things coming from people have tagged them as good, right?
Yeah, sure.
But if they rush into that relationship without knowing each other,
Okay.
in quotes, they are good people in the eyes of people. And they were influenced by people, like saying, oh, you're good for this person, you're good for this person. So if they rush into such relationship, you'll discover that they left the part of knowing themselves.
Yeah.
And they will start experiencing issues in different forms in their relationship. So actually, answering your question, two good people can actually still have a bad relationship. It just depends on, how they go about it. You understand? So
Yeah.
yeah, that's basically what it is.
Okay. So for instance, if maybe at some point in a relationship you lose trust for your partner, is it possible for the trust to be built again? Like, is it possible you build the trust again? Or is it that once you've lost it completely?
Mm, okay. In this part, my answer to this question will not be either a yes or a no.
Okay.
I would say, if I'm going to put on a scale, right, I would say it can be gotten back on like on the scale of, well, I say 20%.
Okay.
So, but the other answer I'm going to give is maybe. It just depends on the individual. So trust cannot be earned, basically, right? Let's say case in point, you cheat on your partner, right? How long can you actually prove to your partner that you're not going to cheat on him or her again?
Mm.
So basically, the thing is, the ultimate thing that should happen at that point is you basically trusting yourself that you can handle the hurt even if it happens again.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So if you trust yourself, first of all, that okay, yeah, if this thing happens again, I'll be fine. That is when you can now even allow that part of trust to play towards that person again.
Yeah.
Do you understand what actually I'm trying to say? So there is no amount of, there's no duration basically. You can say, okay, this trust is going to come back. It all depends on the individual, the emotional strength of the individual. Yeah, better say.
Okay. Great. Okay, so now for someone to have a smooth relationship, yeah, is love and trust the only thing that they need to have for that relationship to like be smooth or work? Or is there something else like that's very important that should be there too?
Okay, I will try not to be religious here, but
Okay.
basically, yeah, the major thing that works for me, basically in love, in relationship, is God, number one.
Okay.
He's the originator of love.
Yeah, true.
And yeah, if you get close to God, you understand what love really is. So, but narrowing it down to the context that we're in right now, love and trust.
Yeah.
Please, can I get the question again?
So now what I'm saying is love and trust the only thing needed in a relationship to work, or like is that the only thing one needs to have a relationship to work, or is this something else you need to add to it to have a good relationship or a good working
Okay,
relationship?
everything you need cuts across these two things:
Okay.
love, trust. There are other things you need to in a relationship. It is very important to be financially stable.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very important to be emotionally stable. Like being able to provide security to the other partner is
Mm-hmm.
also one thing that is very, very important in a relationship. Security, financial stability, being able to handle situations at every point in time when it comes,
Yeah.
because not everybody actually knows how to like handle their partners when it comes to the heat moment. You just discover that they could actually thrive more in the aspect of, oh, when everything is all rosy. But this thing we're talking about, there are points where you face storms, and the ability of you being able to manage that particular level of your relationship makes it also a requirement one we want to have. That's security.
Okay, so basically, there are other things, so security also part of it. So it's understanding also very key, like both of them having mutual understanding each other.
Very, very important.
Okay.
Like in quotes, very, very important. There is no how you can do best or do well in anything you find yourself doing without having a good understanding about it. So for you to have like a comfortable and standard relationship, you have to understand your partner. So it's very important.
Okay, so I have a question. If a partner consciously cheats on the other person, yeah, so do you think that person should be given a second chance, maybe after apologizing or stuff? Like you actually did it consciously, not like you were not aware, you were fully aware of what you were doing, you were like not drunk. You didn't do it just once, it was like more than once. So do you think the person should be given a second chance?
Um, I'm always in the part of like, it said not once, not twice. This thing
Yeah.
has been happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I will advise for a therapy to come in.
Okay.
Yeah. So um, because you can't. There's little to what every human being could take.
Yeah.
So when this thing continue to happen and happen, your blood flows through your veins. So this thing is hurting. So you're hurting the other person. So our advice is either they go see a therapist or they involve the skill of separation a little bit
Mm.
and see if this person is going to get themselves back together, knowing that what he or she is doing is wrong.
Okay. Yeah. So I have another question. Do you think is it right for maybe a lady to marry because of money? Do you think that relationship she would enjoy the marriage? Like if she marries a man because okay, he's rich and she believes that the person is going to elevate her from her financial troubles or elevate the family from poverty. Do you think it's right for ladies to continue to marry for money?
Okay, every human being actually have what pushes or pursues them to make decisions.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I wouldn't say it is 100% right for you to marry because of money. It is it is important to have money
Okay.
before going into marriage.
Okay.
But having that as your number one priority, except the person does not care about love.
Okay.
You get, does not care about love, does not care about attention. Because money does not give love to an extent. Money does not give, the way the human body is being, the human emotions is being structured. You think more, yeah, they say money answered all things, but yeah.
Mhm.
Are you there?
I can hear you actually. Sorry.
Yeah, so there are times where you need the physical presence of your partner. At that point, money cannot really play.
Okay.
You can actually have all the money you need and all sorts. Like you get what you want to get, the likes of the Chanel bags, the iPhone 12, satisfying your physical needs. But when it comes to some needs that involves your emotions, money at that point cannot really, really solve that.
Yeah.
So it's not right, I would say, as you can quote me anywhere, it's not really right for a lady to just marry because of money. There
Okay.
should be other things involved to push you into marriage, not just money. But it's a good factor to consider.
Okay. So now you're in love with two ladies and one is hardworking and she's industrious and working like for herself and earning her own money. But then you're more in love with the one who is literally not doing anything. So who would you actually marry? Like who would you think a guy should go for? The one he really loves, who is not doing anything, or the one who he really doesn't love, but then she's industrious, she's hardworking, and she's making her own money?
Okay, you're going to come with your question again. I didn't
Okay,
get
so let
that
me, let
well.
me repeat myself. So you're in love with two ladies. One is
Okay.
hardworking, industrious, and she's earning her own money really good. Then, but you're more in love with the other one who is not doing anything. So who will you settle for, and why?
Okay, first of all, I'll answer your question by asking you another question.
Okay.
Like, am I working?
If you were
Like,
working,
do I have something doing for myself too?
of course, you actually have something to do for yourself.
Okay, that's very simple. I have something doing for myself and I'm okay. With
Yeah.
the orientation I have about relationship and love, I will really go for the one that I do love, knowing
Okay.
that I can actually bring this person up to the point where she can now be stable to have something to do.
Okay.
Other persons will be like, oh, I will go for this person. Everybody have their own you know. But for me, I will advise, if you have something doing, love is very, very paramount in a relationship. Love is very, very, it's key. You know, if you have something doing, I will advise you go for the one that you really love and measure that person up to the point where you can actually start up maybe an SME business for the person. Or she has a qualification, you can give her connects where she can get a job, and before you get to know it, things are synergizing properly. So
Yeah.
if you just go for the one with money, it's possible she lacks attitude, and you're someone that have little or low tolerance. So at the end of the day, there will be discrepancy there. So my own answer will be like, I'll go for the one that I love, and I advise every
Oh,
other
establish
person
the
out there.
person yourself. You establish the person yourself. Okay,
Exactly.
so I have another question. Do you think like in a marriage or in a relationship where one person is famous, like the person is always on the spotlight or on the gram, and the other person is just there, maybe let's say the female. So do you think that relationship can really work, like really, really work for like ever? Because there's always this attention that goes to one person and you're just there like you understand. So how do you think that kind of relationship would work perfectly?
Oh, we talked about understanding earlier, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so basically, understanding is also a key in a thing like this. Let's case in point, my wife is a celebrity, and I am the one who, she's the one who the attention is more given to.
Yeah, sure.
She is my wife. I have a greater understanding knowing that, okay, there's a place of her career, and there's a place of her being my wife.
Yeah, sure.
So it is maturity for every individual to understand that, okay, this remains your wife. This is where trust still has to play, because you can allow her to go out for shows and still be fine wherever you are. That she's not cheating on you. Do you
Okay.
understand? She's not cheating on you. She's doing well. Even if at the same time you guys are in the same spot and more attention is given to her, you should be happy. That's where your maturity should play. Do you understand? So understanding is a key in things like this. So you just know your place, where you know your place in her heart, and be satisfied with that. Yeah, because you can't just live with your wife alone. She has to go out there for other things. So
Okay.
that's
So
it.
basically, understanding is key. Okay,
Understanding exactly.
that's nice. All right, okay, I think that's all we have tonight on the Gist with Laura on relationship, love, and trust. I said you want to add something for us, the viewers. You want to like advise them. You have something to say about that, like generally for married people and for single people separately.
Oh, separately. So I will always come from this angle. These three things makes um a human live right here on earth: relationship, love, and trust. Love is very sweet. As you can see, I'm a married man. So I'm very proud of that. So basically, my advice to everyone out there, especially the single ones, first of all, try before you go into any relationship, play the game of knowing this person first. Play the game of getting to understand this person. Get to know the needs and the likes of this person. Because at the end of the day, if you just focused on just the attraction, yeah, the attraction is what brings you closer. But if you focus on just the attraction, the physical appearance,
Yeah,
you just discover that could fade away.
sure.
But you have to like know this person, know what this person likes. And actually, I will advise what you do in relationship, like in your singlehood, like when you're dating somebody, those things that made the person really love you, really like you, really
Yeah.
have this great attraction towards you. Now I'm trying to go into the married ones right now. Have this great attraction towards you. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't stop those things. Like I've had cases where once you're single, you take your girlfriend out on a date, you go to club, you go to various hangout spots, and you got
Yeah.
married, and you just feel like, okay, this is my wife. I don't care. Anything goes, anything goes. You discover that there's going to be like, okay, a reduction of like, okay, approach towards her husband or towards his wife. So
Yeah.
whatever thing you did during your courtship days, those things kept the fire burning.
True.
So I would advise whatever thing you do and know that your wife likes or know that your husband likes, keep doing it even when you're married. So I don't know if I answered your question right.
You actually did answer my question correctly. Thank you so much. So for our viewers, this is our guest, our very wonderful guest, Mr. Joel, and we're discussing relationship, love, and trust. For those who are just joining us, sadly, sorry, we already wrapped up. But if you're just joining up, you can always catch up on the YouTube channel, and usually I drop the link after this video. So thank you so much, Mr. Joel, for coming on the Gist with Laurel tonight. It was really wonderful having you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
everyone.
And
Thank
you
you
really
so much.
nailed everything, like point by point. You nailed all of them today. Honestly, I learned a lot tonight because I'm a very single person, so I'm learning how to, arrange myself for relationship or marriage in the future. So thank you so much. And for all my viewers, Fina, Mayo, see you all. Thank you so much. Official Sky Baron, all of you. I love you guys. Thank you. And I remain your humble host, Chris Laurel. So see you same time next week, Saturday, 9 p.m. Please come with friends when you're coming so that we have more of this. Like you see, you don't enjoy this alone. I can't imagine the amount of things you learn tonight. Just enjoy this alone. Come with friends so that they will learn too. So thank you so much, Mr. Joe. Thank you, viewers. So I'll see you same time next week, Saturday, 9 p.m. I love you guys. Bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, Joel.
Good night.
Bye.